Hi guys, in this video we are going to learn how to grant permissions at different levels in Databricks using Unity Catalog. Okay, so first of all, and to understand some concepts, this is the hierarchy of objects within Unity Catalog. The metastore is at the top level and is in charge of registering all the metadata related to security, lineage, and other stuff. Each metastore can be assigned to one or more workspaces, but we can just create one metastore per region, and can only be assigned to workspaces in the same region. The catalog is kind of an organizational unit for databases. The schemas are the databases, and tables, views, functions are exactly the same as in other databases. Okay, so we have here our Databricks with multiple workspaces in different regions. We are going to the catalog screen, and here you can see new options that are not available on workspaces with not Unity Catalog enabled. For instance, we have here information about the metastore attached to this workspace. We can click on it and check some data as the metastore ID, the region, if delta sharing is enabled. We can move now to the permissions area and start granting or removing accesses. We can click on Grant, check the box of the permissions that we are going to grant, and here we can say who we want to grant access. We can grant access to everybody, we can add a specific user, or we can also add a specific group. Let's grant them. And here we can see a list of permissions that we have granted in the current metastore. In case that you don't know where to add users or to create groups, here in the settings, identity and access, you can add the users, you can create groups, you can assign users to groups, you can manage everything from here. Okay, let's go back to the catalog area again and create a first catalog. If your metastore has a storage location associated, as it's the case, it will be enough to specify the catalog name what you created. If not, you will need to specify the managed location where you want the catalog to be created. Here we have an example of its type. If you see, the West Europe metastore, that is the one we are using, contains a path, and the East US doesn't have it. Okay, let's go back and run the script. Perfect. Here you can see the catalog. We can create a schema or a database inside. If we refresh now the page, we can see it here. And now we are going to create a table there. Okay, great. Let's now check how easy it is to grant access at the different levels. If we go to the catalog area and we select the created catalog, in the permissions tab, we can grant the access. We are going to check these ones and we are going to grant them. Now, if we go to the schema and now to the permissions area, we already have some permissions that we inherited from the catalog. For instance, using all schemas in the catalog. And if we go to the table level, permissions, we can see that we have inherited the selected rights that we applied on the catalog. Okay, let's do a practical case. We have here a session in a workspace open with user 1, and it's in dark mode. And here we have another session in light mode in the same workspace, but with user 2. If we refresh this, we can check that user 2 is not able to see the new catalog that we created. We will move now to the user 1, go to the catalog, to permissions, grant. We are going to select user 2 and we will grant use catalog access. Now grant. Okay, if we go now to user 2 and we refresh, we are now able to see the catalog and just a schema inside containing some metadata about this catalog, but not the other two schemas that we had there. Let's go back and we are going to grant him access to the schema myDatabase. Okay, we are going to grant access to use schema and select. This should allow user 2 to see the database myDatabase, but not the default one that we have here. And he should be able to query all the tables, but not to do other actions as dropping, inserting data, removing data, things like that. Let's go to user 2, refresh, and now we see the MySQL database, but not the default one, as we said. He's also able to see the demo table. Let's try to run a select. The table is empty, so we shouldn't have any output, but at least we should be able to query it. Okay, it's working. Let's try now inserting some data. And there it is. As you can see, it's able to select on the table, but not to insert data. Let's go back to the user 1 again. And on this specific table, we are going to grant to user 2 privilege to modify. Okay, go back again to user 2. Let's refresh the page and run again the script. And seems that now it's working. Let's run again the select to see that the data is there. Perfect, data is here. With this, we conclude the basics about granting permissions in Unity Catalog at the different levels. Thanks for watching. I hope this is useful for you. Feel free to take a look at any of my other videos related to Unity Catalog.